On your travels out in Arizona, you got to stop at Pima Air and Space Museum in Tucson, because they've got one of these, and hundreds more of these. Let's go inside, check out what they got. What the heck? Does that actually fly? Look how tiny that is. I don't even know how you get your head in that thing. It has the same engine in it that a J3 Cub has, 85 horsepower Continental 4-cylinder in it. And one little, look at the tires, they're like wagon wheel tires. These are baby tires. Okay, let's see, let's do some reading. Filling, begin work on it, instruction. Hold on, sorry, right here. On January 28th, 1984 in Marana, Arizona, right down the road from where we're at, it has the Guinness Book of World Records for the smallest aircraft ever flown. That's insane. He had a second iteration of it, but unfortunately that one didn't do so well. That's crazy. That's fantastic. Robert, you are a star in my book. I love it. Oh yeah, is this propeller one or the jet one? I think this looks like the jet one. So it had a super tiny little jet engine, and this is the same one that they used in James Bond's Octopussy. Is this the actual one? The BD, I know they did one, but world's smallest jet, home builders. Okay, so this one was not the actual one that was in the movie, but it was one exactly like that. So that's crazy. And it flies, which is nuts. The world's smallest jet, world's smallest little airplane over there. And then we're going to be going to see the world's biggest airplane. So with the Elvis jet, this is what they're talking about people want to make, are these salt flat racers out of the gas tanks, the drop tanks from airplanes is what they would do. So you take a drop tank, we'll find a big airplane around somewhere that has, like that one over there, you see under the belly, they have that external fuel tank over there, so they take that off, and then they hollow it out and then put wheels on it and an engine in it and set world land speed records. So this is from a Lockheed T-33, which was always a very small plane. Look at that. Here's a picture of the dude in it. That's insanity. Like, how do you... It's called claustrophobia. That's absolutely... Okay, let's see. It's got a 1-cylinder, 2-stroke, 3-horse motorcycle engine that made... Oh, and he cranked it up on alcohol to run 7-horse. And then in 1963, it went over 70 miles an hour on 7 horsepower. I don't even know how you would fit in that. You'd have to get Noah to drive this thing. He would. He would probably love it. Oh, I love the smell of napalm in the morning. You just hear Flight of the Valkyrie. This, okay, so let's see if this was one of the ones actually used in the movie. Oh wait, here we go. Is this the display for it? Oh, they don't show this one particularly. This is a Huey, the pop, 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 pop noise. And you got your miniguns here, rockets, and just all in all out utilitarian. Big shark's mouth. Made famous, Huey 60 during motion. Okay, I don't see any things on this particular airplane, but yeah, Apocalypse Now, Flight of the Valkyrie, dun, 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 dun. And then I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Iconic, right? The Hughes 500 up here. Yes. The Caillou. that one. Okay, now that the secret is out and Evergreen is over, I was actually trying to get one of those. They had the serial number 1, the test bed version of this, and I was trying to get that one, but didn't work out. That's some serious money to noise converters right there. We're talking almost 18,000 pounds of thrust each. GE17 something. You know, some reason I think they may have snagged those out of this one. Then you got a V-tail Bonanza over here. Most iconic, AKA the Dr. Killer. Came out in, I think, 46 maybe. And then they kept bumping them up, and they're still making stuff like that today. A lot of the flight controls are made out of magnesium, which is kind of crazy. Oh man, what the heck is that?
What?
That, it's called a Pentecost E3 Hoppycopter, because if you're flying that sucker, you better hope it's on Pentecost, because you're probably going to meet Jesus the way that thing looks. I'm just saying. That's kind of strange looking. Oh, and then they got another little helicopter-y looking thing over there. And then we got this. Oh, they got, like, look. You need to look up when you're in here. I don't recall what that one is. F-86 maybe, or something like that up there. Glider. Whatever that thing is. All right, which one do we got? It's an N35, so it's a later one. And it probably has a 225 horse engine in it. And you may recall that we found one of these in the bushes from a fantastic guy. And once we got the fuel thing figured out, it started right up. Nuts. And that was the plane that kind of launched the whole Jimmy's World channel, was one of these things. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. All right, let's see. Well, we forgot this one down here, so we got to go check this one out. And I wore these specifically because there's an F-14, because I've got the need for speed. Let's go down and check that out. This is the infamous F-14 Tomcat. It's got the foldy wings in the back, got 2 money to noise converters on it. And yeah, you may have known this airplane back in the 80s from the infamously movie Top Gun. And hey, Iceman, not Goose. Close. Oh. It was the mustache that threw you.
You look like Maverick's Rio there for a minute. Hey, we're going to go up and Viper. We're doing some dog fighting this morning, so we're going to get this thing pre-flighted and get out of here.
I'm in.
So, are you Jimmy from Jimmy's World?
Some people have called me that, yeah.
Huh. What do you fly, Jimmy?
Yeah, basically anything that we can get in the air.
Okay.
That's right. All right. Mostly experimental stuff.
Experimental.
Because I've got the need for speed.
Yeah. Experimental. You're dangerous, Jimmy. But you could be my wingman anytime.
There you go, yes.
Hey, we're gonna play some volleyball later. You wanna join Matt and I?
I'm in.
Okay, all right.
I do that's my wife, because the mustache is why I had to grow the mustache, because the movie.
Kind of fooled me there for a minute when I walked in. I thought you were Maverick's Rio for a second.
I could have been, you know, stunt double.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Hey, it's good. We're going to get at it. We're going to push and get our pre-flight done. So you guys, we'll see you later.
All right, man. Thanks, Iceman. That was fun. Real name?
Brian.
Brian, known as the Arizona Iceman.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like a fun side thing that you do, right? You go around to these different air shows, and there's another guy that is the Maverick equivalent.
Yep. California Tom Cruise.
California Tom Cruise.
Jerome LeBlanc.
Jerome LeBlanc. And you go check out, they've got Instagram and they've got their social media stuff. We'll put a link down in the description. I think it's super neat. Yeah. So how, like, first off, fantastic. Like,
it's correct to the movie.
Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. How did you acquire all the stuff to make it so correct?
So a lot of it you got to bid for on eBay. A lot of this is really anything 80s, you know, F-14 pilot gear is really collectible right now. So it took me a few months to get the gear together. So if anybody knows the MBU and the MA2 and the LPU and everything that goes into this, and then of course the patches have to be correct to what Iceman wore in the movie. But you know, Jerome and I were really intricate with what we do, because you know, we do a lot of air shows. I think we did almost 30 air shows this year.
Golly.
Yeah, so we're going to ICAST again in December.
That is too neat. Now, Where's that one? Which one was that?
So ICAST is the convention of air shows where everybody gets together and they book for the next year. So 2024 season, so the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels and F-22 RAS and Bayo and the F-35 and everyone's going to, their calendar there, so everybody will know what is going on, and that's where everybody gets booked. So.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Where is that at?
It's in Las Vegas.
Of course it's Las Vegas. Why wouldn't it be in Las Vegas? It'd have to be.
First week of December. So there's a couple air shows left this year. I think the last one's going to be mid-November in Punta Gorda, and then that ends the air show.
You'll be in my neck of the woods, man.
Yeah.
Damn it. So yeah, shoot me a text whenever you're down there. Okay. We'll do it. Now in real life, how did you end up like on the outside world? What's your story, and then how in the world did you end up becoming Iceman?
So I was on vacation in San Diego, and I literally, this magazine said,
I love it.
Top Gun Bar, where the movie was filmed, come have lunch, Kansas City barbecue. And I was on vacation. I was like, yeah, I have my daughters with me. So we show up, and Maverick comes walking in. It was Jerome, and he has his cameo. And this was like 6 years ago. And he comes walking, I was like, girls, look, it's Maverick. And, they're all shy, and so we took some pictures. And I was like, is that the piano for the movie over there? And he's like, yeah. I was like, dude. So I went over there and I was like, we got to make a video. Nobody's sitting here doing anything. This is where the movie was filmed, And so I walked over, I was like, you shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. And he's like jamming it out. We made this cool video and it kind of blew up on social media. So we stayed friends over the years. And he's like, I do Midway's Maverick. He's been doing it for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
It's the only look he's got. And so he was like, once you come up here, I'm doing the F-14 on the Midway. So I put on a flight suit, I came on there, and we did the scene from the movie, you could be my wingman anytime, and that kind of blew up, and so he's like, hey, you got to do this Iceman thing for me. So we started doing some events, and Top Gun Maverick comes out.
Oh.
We were in the parade twice now, the last 2 years on Coronado. We've gotten first place. We just crushed it.
That is awesome.
We crush it in that parade. People love running up to our float and taking pictures. We disrupt the whole parade. So the Midway works with us. We do a lot of events. Jerome does about 250 events a year.
That's like his main deal.
Yeah.
That's almost
full-time.
Every other day. Holy cow.
His ego's writing checks his body can't cash right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, no,
There's no line from the movie.
It's been a good year. It's been a really good year. And next year we're already booked. We might be doing Gold Coast, Australia. France is looking at booking us possibly for the air show out there. So we're doing worldwide stuff next year as well as. So
is this like a full-time thing for you, or is this? No. Okay, yeah, it is for him.
Yeah, I can't do it full-time. I live here in Arizona. I have a business. So I told him, I said, look, I'll push the envelope with you. We'll go as hard as we can at this, and some like Sun and Fun this year. There's going to be 50-year anniversary, so it's gonna rock. But there's so many.
And you'll be there in April then.
It's March, I believe.
Or at the very end of March, whenever it is this year. Yeah, that is my airport.
We were there last year. They had the F-14.
How did I not see you?
We had lines of people taking pictures. It was probably one of the most amazing. But this year's their 50th, so I'm hoping to do something pretty awesome.
That is too stinking cool. Yeah. That is too cool.
But we're having such a good time with it, and it raises awareness, for the military and for aviation. And we always just celebrate we're just recruiting for the Navy, but these guys truly are the best of the best pilots in the world. And getting to do this and hang out with them after the air shows and getting to meet all of them and hanging out with the Blues and the Thunderbirds. And Raz is such a great guy. He flies the F-22. And Bayo and all of them, they are the best pilots in the world. But you wouldn't know it when you're hanging out with them because they're just so humble, and they're just such great people. And it's been a ride for Jerome and I. We're just having a good time with it. And so sky's the limit for next year.
There you go. Oh man, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
So Arizona Iceman, and then Arizona Iceman.
And California Tom Cruise.
California Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That is too cool.
But I watch you, Jimmy, because I know you're dangerous with all these experimental. I did my PPL when I was 17, because I wanted to be a Top Gun pilot. And so I've been flying for a while too. And
that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Are you actually a pilot in real life?
Yes.
So what's like your piloting background? What do you fly these days? When you're not flying the Tomcat?
We're not flying the Tomcat.
Or the F-18. Well, I guess Iceman flew the Tomcat.
Speaking of the F-18, Miramar works with Jerome a lot. And when I did the Miramar Air Show, I went to the Officers Club and got to hang out with the Blues and everyone out there. Such a great time. Great people at Miramar. And the chief flight instructor invited me on base. He's like, hey, he's like,
Cool.
I know you got your pilot's license. He's like, I'm going to book the F-18 simulator for you for an hour. You want to come fly it? And I was like, so who would say no to that? So I went there, you know, all your electronics have to go. So you walk into the room, and I got in the sim, and I got our flight instruction with him. And it was so incredible. And we're doing some basic maneuvers, and he's like, you know, you're pretty good here. He's like, let's crank it up a bit. So we started doing some advanced aerobatics, and can't say everything. There's certain things that were classified that they had to shut off, the weapons radar system and whatnot. But he was like, he kept pushing the bar for me because everything was going really well. And he finally was like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and land on an aircraft carrier. A program went out there. So. You ever been to Sedona? You're here in Arizona. You got to land in Sedona.
Right.
You got to go have lunch in Sedona. It's on a mesa, so it's like you're landing on an aircraft carrier that's not moving. So when I came in, got myself established, I just missed, and I did a touch and go, full power, came back around. And he's like, I'm impressed. He's like, you actually did a touch and go. You actually you landed on it. I said, can I get another shot at this? He's like, yeah, we got 20 minutes. So I came back around, got myself on final, nailed it. I walked out of Miramar, and I was like, yeah, we know who the best pilot is.
That's right. It was Iceman the whole time.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
You know, Maverick finished second.
There's no points for second best.
That's right. That's right. If you're not,
the alternates is down in the ladies' room, Jimmy.
that's funny. You've watched the movie a couple times. You've probably had to have learned a bunch of those.
We've seen it a few times.
Yeah, those lines and stuff. Man, that is too fun. So what do you fly these days whenever you're Brian?
You know, I fly a Piper Dakota.
That's a great airplane.
It's a great airplane. I know 182, I got a lot of time in that, 210, 206s. But I also have a lot of friends who are pilots, and they'll be like, hey, I got a friend of mine who works at Scottsdale Airport, and he'll be like, hey, I got a Learjet 60. You want to come hop in and fly with me? I'm like, heck yeah, let's go.
I know, duh. Yeah, that's right.
You know, I do a lot of stuff like that on the side where I get to have a lot of fun with people, and we do these air shows. Jody, you know who she is. She's one of the best aerobatic pilots out there. There was a pits at the Dias Air Show in Texas, and I was like, hey, I would love to log some time. So she's like, all right, cool, Iceman. So she made a video with me. We went up and spun it all around and had a lot of fun, and she made a cool video out of that. So we get to do a lot of cool stuff. We get to fly in some jets. Chris took us up in the Modelo T-33. So there's a lot of fun that Jerome and I get to have outside of doing this as well. And I heard from the Blues, because they were talking to Jerome, that if he would do the paperwork, that they might take us up and do like a little Iceman Maverick celebrity flight.
Oh, how cool would that be?
We'll see if we can make that happen at an air show in 24. So
Yeah, it would be awesome.
yeah, but these guys are just amazing, and you know, to help promote everything that's the best about this country and aviation, about our military, you know, it's an absolute honor. Both sides of my family served. My grandfather's all served. My grandfather's got a Purple Heart, so this has just been an amazing experience for us.
Wow, and what about yourself? You surfed?
I did not, no.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I went to college and did 7 years and came out.
You put in your 7 years.
I did.
Yeah, there you go.
But, you know, this is my way of giving back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
man,
Pleasure.
Iceman, thank
Pleasure
you so
meeting you.
much.
Pleasure meeting you. Hey, I love your channel. Keep aviation alive, man, for all the youth out there. And let's just keep making this thing happen. You know, it's a good ride.
Yeah, for sure. And you're right. It's what I love most. The single biggest thing that I've gotten out of aviation is it makes the world so much smaller.
It does.
They're time machines.
Yes.
And to go in a car that would normally take 4-hour drive, you can do it in 45 minutes.
Yep.
Just boom, boom, and it's the closest thing to a time machine I've ever found.
Mm-hmm.
And the ability to even get to places that you could not otherwise get to.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it in the islands or in some of the mountain places, or, I mean, there's missionary stuff out in all these places around the world that the only way is airplane.
Correct.
Or donkey that's gonna take you 2 months.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
And you're at one of the best places to see the history of aviation here at the Pima Air Museum. You know, so when you walk around, I hope you film some of these planes out here, because there's some really cool stuff out here.
Oh yeah.
I've been here a few times, so.
That's right. There you go. I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's the bird right there. Right there.
Iceman.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Pleasure, Jimmy.
Check them out. The Arizona Iceman, because mine is the real Jimmy's World.
The real Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
So we have to do it. I know we're not sitting in a plane right now, but can I get a
clear prop? I love that you knew that. That's fantastic. Oh, that's too funny. Hey, babe. I know you want to come take a picture with Iceman. How are you?
Good. How are you?
John, this one's for you, buddy. This is pretty awesome, epic thing. Now, he told a story of where he was coming in at night, trying to land on an aircraft carrier after like 4 o'clock in the morning, really late at night. And the guy in front of him didn't get off of the landing thing quick enough, and he had to go around, so he full blasted it and went straight up like that. And then the tower's like, no, you got to pull back. And so then he went like this, and then both of his engines quit, and he's falling through the sky, just like on the movie. And but miraculously, like 100 feet off of the water in the middle of the night, he got one engine started, fired it full afterburner to make him get back. And then after that, he had to calm himself down enough to land on the aircraft carrier. Nuts story. You should check it out. I actually made a whole separate video just on him telling the story. It's super good. I want you to share with the gentlemen and ladies why I have this mustache.
Oh, Top Gun, baby. We went and saw the movie on a date night. So good that the next month we went and saw it again.
Yep. Only movie in my life I've ever seen in the theater twice. 3 times now.
So good. And then I just kind of started joking, really, like, you'd look really good with a mustache. No, you'd look really good with a mustache. And then one day he came out and he didn't shave.
19 years. That's how you keep the wife happy.
It's working. Good
You
job.
grow facial hair on command, and then you get rid of it on command.
We're not there yet.
No, not there. Yeah, she
I'm
still
still
hasn't.
enjoying it.
Yeah, she still doesn't like. There you go. That's pretty cool. That is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you got to play the flight simulator. How much fun is that?
Make sure Noah knows the controls.
How cool was that we got to meet Iceman? And in this hangar, let's go check this out. Oh, and Noah's really sad because he crashed the airplane right on takeoff. He did a stall, got up below 150 knots, and it went and crashed, and his game was over. That happens.
Crash.
Guns on like a Bell 206 or something. OH-58D Kiowa. That's pretty cool. Rockets. I mean, honestly, if any aircraft with rockets and guns on it, got that in my book. And not to be the draw for the entire hangar, but yeah, they got an SR-71. I don't think they're gonna let me sit in this one. And I found out from another museum that getting to sit in one was an unbelievably unique, once-in-a-lifetime experience, because apparently there's still some classified type stuff in there. But I'm sure that was fun. These massive engines. Go back to the video where we did this. We got to talk to the actual engineer that designed those engines, and he was going all crazy technical on us. It was awesome. I couldn't believe the amount of design and thought and engineering that went into it in the 50s with a pencil and stuff way before computers. Oh yeah, here you go. Yeah, the A-12 was the first one, the YF-12, SR-71A, and the B. Huh. A Republic fighter, RF-84. Those are some huge drop tanks, man. This thing can really drink some gas. A-10, again, no introduction. Got hard points everywhere, a massive gun. This is the gun. They got it out. Look at the size of that thing. They designed the entire airplane around this gun, and if you notice, the front wheel is offset because the gun comes back. So if you look at it from here, you can see the front wheel is off to this side over here, so they can have room for the gun. Isn't that nuts? Oh yeah. And these have the most distinctive low hum sound when they fly. It's like that. They're GE engines, just like the C5, the big gigantic Galaxy, the one with the nose that comes up. Yeah, that same hey, by the way, this is only hangar 1 of 6. There's over 400 aircraft at this museum. We're gonna get a brief view of as many of them as we can get to, but you just gotta come here yourself and see it. It's insane. Dad mode engaged. Wow. There's like a plethora of airplanes. F-18 Blue Angel. We got some Harriers, little livery ones, trainer jets. A-60 Navy stuff. We got an F-15 over there. There's just stuff everywhere. But I spied one in particular we're going to right now. Here's a random fun fact. You can actually buy one of these and own one yourself. Did you know that? It's an F-5. America. Look familiar? I certainly hope so. This is a Lockheed JetStar, and I own one. It's Elvis Presley's private jet, if you haven't seen those videos. And to help raise money for the project that we're doing, we're selling those tokens that are serial numbered. So go to save310.com, buy yours today. That's the plug. They're all serial numbered. They got a picture and evidence and bill of sale from Elvis Presley privately, himself. This one was used as the VIP transport during the 60s. Now this is a second generation. Let me show you the difference. Oh no, wait a minute. I stand corrected. This is the first generation, the same model as mine, because these tanks, see how it comes above the wing like this? On the second generation they dropped them so that the wing will go straight across, and these are lower. How cool is that? They also have the 4 jet engines on the back, massive money to noise converters there. Huge tail. One weird thing about the tail, come and check this out. You see how it's shiny in that one little section right there? The entire tail moves like this to adjust the trim. The whole thing goes insane. And there's this little jewel right here. Inside this that they have screwed closed, which is probably a good thing, it's a parachute. So they would open this up, it would go whoop, and then a parachute would come out to help them stop it. And then you have the door underneath right here. This, with all these little flaps, this is a speed brake. And this one is not filled with all the birds and stuff like mine was. That is too stinking cool. Super neat. These on mine are sitting at a museum in Tennessee right now, and we're going through talking about possibly being able to get them back with the jet again, but frankly I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I don't know what to do with them if I got them, because they are quite large, about 6 feet across and 10 feet long or so. They're huge. They're absolutely massive. Wow. For Elvis Presley's jet, we're taking the fuselage part, so that whole thing there, we're keeping it just like it is, and we're going to be putting it on an RV, a bus chassis underneath, so we can drive it around, tour the whole country. Maybe we can find an Elvis impersonator, do a concert or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's how we're going to preserve and save Elvis Presley's private jet, because it doesn't matter how much money you have, anything, this can never fly again. Which is sad, because I think that would be the coolest jet ever. It was also in some James Bond movies. It was in Face Off. I mean, this is like every true big rock star villain flew the JetStar. It's pretty awesome. Those are all guns out of the front of this thing. That is awesome. There's another crazy thing. The same guy that designed the SR-71 and the U-2 and a couple of other really cool things, I think the P-38 Lightning, also designed the Lockheed JetStar. Ah. Oh, come on, they got this one on skis. Yeah, sure enough, look, they would attach to the wheels right there. What? Yeah, they would just slide this, there's a ground, whoop, click, connect it to the wheels, and now it can land on snow and ice. That's pretty. That airplane looks like it got stung by a bee. Swole. That is one huge airplane. Douglas C-124 Globe. These things would be 6 foot tall when they're fully inflated. Whoa. Golly, this thing's big. It looks like it has a big door here in the front. Oh yeah. Yep, there's a split right down the middle, so I bet it opens up like this. And they could drive their stuff in and out of it. Oh no. Golly. That is a jet engine next to the other two propeller engines. Is that actually a jet engine? Because those are piston radial engines. I can see the pistons from there. Holy crap, I think it is. I got block off plates. Huh! Crazy.
Propellers.
Oh, holy crap, I didn't even notice that. And they spin in opposite direction. So this one goes that way and this one comes this way, so it'll just chop you up a lot. Wow. Gosh, it's huge. Absolutely enormous. Is it a radio on there? Oh, you know what this is? The Vomit Comet. It would go up, and this was what the astronauts would use to help them with their weightlessness stuff. So it would go up and then pitch up and then pitch over to 0 G's for like, I don't know, a handful of seconds, 10 seconds or something like that, and then come back down again. And there's two pilots. One guy controls the up and down and the other guy controls the other stuff. That's so cool. And then there's this thing. Oh, this is really sealed up. So is this how they're preserving the aircraft? Like dipping it in whatever this material is? Oh yeah. Whoa. Oh yeah. It's like an epoxy or something. And they sealed up every little gap they can find. Yeah, here's some tape right here. Oh, crazy. Crazy, he says again for the millionth time. Wow. Oh, yep, smells like old airplane. Whoa. It comes out way out here and around. I bet the flight characteristics of this thing are interesting. I think that's a constellation right there. My understanding is there's only one U.S. registered constellation still flying, and it's back in the DC-3 place where we were at. They're redoing the interior of it. How cool is that? Oh yeah, now we got things that burn kerosene over here. We got a B-52 right there we gotta check out.
There's another one of your jet engine and propeller planes.
Oh, it's got the engines are on backwards. What is that thing? They put jet engines on the front and propeller engines on the back. They call it the Peacemaker, a Boeing or a Convair B-36 strategic bomber. The airplane we're looking at right now is the B-52. They're still using this airplane today. They're nuclear bombers and they can fly all the way around the world, never touching the ground. And the wings are so long, they had to put wheels out on the wings so that they wouldn't touch whenever they're landing and taking off. They had 50 cal, they had different, well, I don't know if they're 50 cal, but they had machine guns on the back in that little area back there, like the old school bombers to shoot from behind. And these wheels, if you look at them, it has 4 wheels like a car. All of them can turn. So this thing could land in some really hardcore crosswind and land like this, but the wheels will be turned so that they're driving straight. Like look right here. You can see this little pivot right here. All of these wheels can turn fully like this. It's crazy. Crazy. I gotta come up with a different word than crazy.
Insane.
Insane in the membrane. Now I do know this may be one of those fun military oopsies, but they transport these nuclear like bombs and missiles and stuff in these things. That's what they're for. There was an actual live one that was transferred from one base to the other one, and they didn't realize it was a live one. And you can look that story up because they're like, whoopsie, because that would have been bad. You know, the entire state of Iowa would have disappeared, kind of a thing. So yeah. Oh man, it's huge. Has 8 big ol' engines, and they just have these black streaks that go out whenever it's going up. Cool. MiGs down there, you can tell because of their inset pointy nose. Helicopters, more trainers on that side. Now there's a turbo fan, and then there's a turbo jet, and the turbo fan are the smaller ones that are used now. They're more fuel efficient and so on because of the way the air flows. But then the older ones, the turbo jet, were huge. And they didn't really make all that much power. So the air would just come in here, come around, get squished, bang, and then come on out. Turn an awful lot of money into an awful lot of noise in a hurry. This is aviation ADD overload, is what this is. These, and you can see here, they were not made out of metal, all of them. Some of them, like this one, were made out of basically paper mache. See, look, wood there. Now this one may be a mock-up. No, this one has all the right points and everything. Yeah, paper mache essentially, and they're disposable. How weird, crazy. There it is again. Bizarro world. I would never have thought that a fuel tank would have been made out of paper mache and just disposable, but it makes sense considering it's made for war and they treat it like a bomb, I guess.
Do a crazy count.
Crazy count! Now that is a drop tank. That's like a separate airplane underneath that thing. The gas tank on the bottom is as big as the rest of the airplane. Whoa! Like Sikorsky Sky Crane. What? Wow. This is where I need to come to find my JetStar parts. What? Huh. That looks like a hopped up P-51 Mustang, but it's actually a Piper PA-48 Enforcer. Huh. Look at all the hard points to mount missiles and guns and whatever else you need, and drop tanks and whatevers. And yeah, that looks kind of like a P-51 with a huge engine on the front of it. That's pretty sweet. Piper, good job. Yeah. Look at the size of the jet engine on this thing. So, fun thing, this kind of sort of does not have rudder pedals because these rudders only go one way. If you notice back here, they can only go out like this. Yeah, come back here and look. You see the gap right here? Back up. Back up. So this is the rudder, but it's not really a rudder because it can't go both ways, so they can only come out like this. So, and they're bungee corded, if I understand it right, to the yoke. So it's, anyways, handicapped people, this is the airplane that they can fly, the easiest to convert it for like handicapped use. And these cowlings will take you 3 hours to take on or to take off or put on. And if you're by yourself, that'll be an all-day job, just those cowlings. Next hangar, World War II barracks right there. Oh, cool. Trainers up there. There's the older World War II stuff. Can you actually see stuff going on? Oh, the first cylinder down there, look, down at the bottom. Number 1 cylinder over there is clear. The number 1. All the way, Silas, keep going.
Oh.
Boom. That's kind of fun. So this would have a little rubber coupler on it right here, like this one. See that one right here? That is your rubber coupler, and if you see in there, there's a little mark in the gear. As I turn it, you should see marks to boom right there, that white one. That's where your mark is for probably top dead center number 1 or whatever the timing setup on this is. And it goes around, and the crankshaft will spin twice as fast as this because it needs to make 2 revolutions each time it sparks once. Boom, right there. That's pretty cool, huh? P-51s, dive bombers. You always see the World War II movies of these on the aircraft carriers or the battleships or whatever. The dudes are just like your American counterpart. F-86 swept wing they had to make to be able to beat the MiG. This was the one that they finally, didn't they have this at the Plains of Fame and they won 3rd place at Reno? Was this airplane right here, and you can see the back, the cutout where the engine was behind the pilot there. So they could have room for the gun to come out right here. Oh, this is, it's like the real deal right there. Because it's got the lines in it and everything for the rifling of the barrel. Oh, this is the cherry blossom. This was the other thing he was telling us about. He said that they would, it was like a one-time flight. They would fly the bomb after it would run out, then they would get it on target. It would like separate and then come down in parachutes. The bomb would keep going, and then they'd reassemble it together to then have that guy go do it again. Something like that. It was absolutely an insane story. If you think these are cool, we still got one more big hangar to go in. Let's check it out. Okay, this is how you know it's a real airplane. It's dripping oil from right there. This airplane could fly again. It's sweating horsepower, that's what it is. Alright, so we got the TBM Avenger. These are torpedo bombers. They have torpedoes underneath in that bay. Open up, point it down at it, let it go. Flight 19, Bermuda Triangle, 5 disappear. Another search vessel goes out, also disappears on the same day. Check it out. That's a really good display. That is a fantastic display. They put the airplane with the, whatever the stuff they made out of to make it look like water. Okay. That's easily the best aviation type display I've seen.
Hit it.
That's the Pima Air and Space Museum. We have many more stops on our way back to Florida, and then once we get there, 100% back on the Elvis jet. See See you next time.